Hi everyone. Today I want to talk a little bit about the process between a callback and a booking, and specifically the Avail process for actors and for agents and managers, and why it's so incredibly important to understand the business of it from the casting production perspective. In general, after 17 plus years as a casting director and with a focus on commercials, this is pretty much how it goes all the time, and why avails are important. So basically, once you've come in for a callback, what you want to remember is that in most cases, you've already been seen once by the ad agency and the directors. So if you get a callback, it's because at least one, if not everyone on the team, likes you enough to say, we want to see that person again. So they have already seen you, they already have a thought about you, they're already considering you for the job. Then you come for your callback. So first of all, a reminder that callbacks are a huge win. You've made a huge cut from the people that were submitted down to the people that auditioned, down to the people with callback. Okay, so huge win, even if it doesn't go any further than a callback. Just want to remind you of that. Then at your callback, you're usually in the room with the ad agency and the directors. Oftentimes, though, the client, and this is where I'm going, the client, meaning the person who the advertisement is for, is not in the room. That's why they hire ad agencies and production companies to create their advertisements for them, because they're busy and they trust people to carry out the already agreed upon desired wishes. So by the time they see the presentation of who the ad agency and the production company recommends for their commercial, it's been vastly narrowed down. So once you leave your callback and callbacks are done, we sit down with them at the end of the day and go through everybody, and then they most of the time come up with what they call their recommendations and their backups. After they decide who the recommendations and the backups are, we create a super small link and edit for the ad agency to present to the client. So we've gone from thousands of submissions down to 50 to hundreds of auditions, down to a handful of callbacks for the role, and then it gets narrowed down to a select, a backup, and maybe a second backup. So you've been placed on Avail, which you will know means in most cases that you are in the final narrow down. It is so important once you accept an Avail, and that you don't accept an Avail until you can for sure say that you are 100% available should the client want to book you for the job. That means you're available for the dates. That means you don't have an exclusivity conflict which would prohibit you from being able to take the job. And by the way, that should be handled way before Avail time, but we'll cover that in another video. That means that you don't have a trip planned. That means that you're not going to suddenly become unavailable because your friend has an extra Coachella ticket. It means that you are saying, I am 100% available for this job if you want to book me for it. And if another opportunity comes up where someone wants to book me or someone wants to take me to Coachella, I will first reach out, or have my agent reach out to the casting director and say, hey, so-and-so is on Avail for your X job. They have another job that wants to book them. Can you either book them or release Avail? I recommend after a callback, until you find out the job has booked, which we almost always notify agents and managers that jobs have booked once it has, that you consider yourself needing to communicate if you become unavailable. So let's say you had a callback yesterday for something, you weren't put on Avail, a day goes by, you're still not put on Avail, another day goes by, you're still not put on Avail, but you go in for another commercial and they are about to book you. Well, as a courtesy, what you could do is have your agent send an email to the casting director just saying, hey, so-and-so is in for your callback on Wednesday. It's now Friday. Another client's ready to book them. Just want to confirm that they are not in consideration, final consideration for your job. But let me tell you what happens if you don't do that. So I've just given you sort of the dynamic of the fact that the client is only first seeing you after your callback. They haven't seen your first round. They weren't in the callback room. So here's the ad agency. They've got their selects, their backups. They present to the client. Here is who we recommend for the job. And if for some reason that person's not your favorite, here are 2 other people we think are awesome for the job. Let's just say the client looks at you and it's a couple days after the job, a couple days after the callback, and says, yes, I want to book so-and-so. And that so-and-so is you. If you haven't kept us aware that you are no longer available, and the agency has gone through all of this time and effort and energy to present you to the client, and the client says, yes, I love them, I want them to be in my commercial, and then you're not available, what it will often mean is we have to start over. We have to cast the whole job over. And then there's time and expense and also a lot of lost faith. And guess what? Just like you, actors and agents and managers, we only work when we get freelance jobs. We are not on people's payroll. So if we disappoint at the 11th hour after working our tails off to provide the best talent, and then a talent becomes unavailable because they didn't think to let us know before they got a book or release call, it puts us in a terrible position and makes us look super unprofessional. We are there at the end of the day to cast jobs and protect our clients. I hope that helps. Let me know. Leave me some comments. Was this all new information to you? Was this totally not a new information? Do you have questions? I'll do my best to answer them if I can. But I hope it helped, and just keep getting out there and making your dreams come true. Bye.